gonna stop being lazy. Yeah. And I became creative. And I learned how to create it. And now that pride's for me. So come see. Oh, come here.
Welcome back to the Silver Lining Podcast. I am your host, Sterling Hotfire, but I'm not a Raider though. And this is my great co-host, Green Eggs and Cam. What's up with you, Cam?
Feels good to be back, man. I'm
Hey,
ready for
man,
this
back in the
episode.
saddle again. Love to hear it, buddy. Love to hear it. So, as we know, the Falcons got the Raiders this week, but unfortunately, the Falcons gave us a lot more to talk about than the upcoming game to talk about. So we can go ahead and get into it. Obviously, the thing that's been on everybody's brain is Raheem, Kirk, Terry. Which one of these motherfuckers getting fired if we lose this week? But no, seriously though. By the way, look, it's not lost on me the juxtaposition that I have a black and silver logo. We have a black and silver logo, and we play in the black and silver Oakland. And I thought about that when we designed the logo, but also fuck Oakland. They don't own black and silver, so just going to go ahead and get that out the way. With the Raiders, I mean with Kirk. I was wondering, maybe if I was being a little too hasty. You know what I'm saying? Kirk is coming off an injury, new place, new system. The system ain't even from a coordinator that's seasoned at what he does. He's not a professional. I think about 2016. That's a year that can be 2015 and 2016 years that can be compared to this, right? You bring in a new coordinator, Kyle Shanahan, and he's working with your quarterback, Matt Ryan. They are not able to get on the same page. Matt started throwing picks, offense not moving. Matt only really trusting the guy he throw to. Then in the offseason, he goes out with Kyle Shanahan, quarterback coach. They all getting together, having a beer, really congealing with the offense. And then they go out there and then they have a historic offense. But I can't really, I feel like if you squint hard enough, you can make that fit with this. But then when you open your eyes a little more, you start to see some key differences. Matt Ryan, I believe that year he was going on 32 or something, 30, 32, something like that.
I believe
so. So yeah. I think it was turning 30 or 30 or 31, something like that. And Kirk's a lot older than that. Kirk is 36. Kyle Shanahan had been a proven offensive coordinator at that point. He had been an offensive coordinator in Washington. He'd been an offensive coordinator in Houston. Led some good high-scoring offenses, well, decent offenses. He had experience doing the job as a play caller before, to a degree that he got multiple jobs. Zach Robinson ain't got no such pedigree. Zach Robinson, this is his first year calling plays. For all we know, he's a bozo. I'm not saying he is, but I am saying that when you compare those years, it's a little bit easier to take a guy who already knows what he wants his offense to look like, a guy who has experience calling plays, a guy who's proven to be a good play caller, and then switch up how he does things to accommodate his quarterback and marry the things that they both like about playing offense together and what he wants. Because one of the things that happened too was, if I recall correctly, I want to say it was Shanahan, but I could be wrong. That might have happened with Dirk Cutter. But I remember one of the offensive coordinators got with Matt Ryan and wanted him to focus on being more mobile. One of the things about Shanahan that they say really helped with Matt was that Shanahan's real type A. He's real aggressive, get in your face, right? So he was going to be able to get the best out of Matt. Matt might have been a little conservative, and then he helped Matt get over that conservatism and, start trying to get the ball down the field, trying to make some plays, get some chunk yardage in. But, Zach's still trying to find his footing. So there's going to be, there's that as a thing. So let me ask you, Cam, what you need to see from Kirk coming up this week for Kirk to keep his job for the rest of the year, or to be headed in the right direction for that?
We're playing arguably the worst team in football at the moment. I'd say it's between Jacksonville and the Las Vegas Raiders. If we don't win convincingly, if we win in spite of Kirk instead of because of Kirk, to me that's enough for me to say throw Penix in. We're playing a terrible team. I think Vegas ranks last in almost every category defensively. There should be no reason why we shouldn't go into Oakland and win by 2 scores. Granted, this is a team that took Kansas City to the last drive. They honestly should have won that game, but bad teams find a way to lose. We'll see what kind of team this Falcons team is, because either we're gonna win convincingly, win a close game, and it'll be close because Kirk either fumbled or threw a couple interceptions and kept it close, or 3 we just lose outright. And if 2 of those 3 scenarios happen, you got to go with Penix. Kirk has to show me that he is the guy. Now he's gotten a ton of confidence. He's got a ton of a vote of confidence from Raheem, so he believes in it. And I'm not ready to throw in a towel for him just yet. Like you said before, this is kind of reminiscent of that 2015, 2016 seasons with the Falcons, where the first season was kind of like we showed flashes, but where we ultimately collapsed, left a sour taste in our mouth. And I remember that Super Bowl in that 2016 season. I was like, I think we're good, but I still think we're a year away. And then lo and behold, we actually went on that run. Hell, that could still happen. This is only Kirk's first year. I think, provided how the rest of the season goes more favor. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say the rest of the season will go in his favor. I think next year will be the year he truly elevates his game. Because like you said before, we have a rookie play caller on offense. So we got a rookie play caller on defense. We can actually go back and talk about that later. And Raheem and how in retrospect, him on his second stint with us, deciding to go with a rookie play caller and a rookie defensive coordinator. Probably not the best idea, but we can talk about that at another time. Right now, I've seen flashes of greatness. Hell, we had that amazing Kirktober where Kirk looked like if he carried that on through November, I'm like, all right, we sitting different. We lead the division. We got a couple more wins under our belt. Hell, we're not 6-7. We're maybe 8-4, 8-5. So we're looking a whole lot better. But hey, he has plummeted to earth.
Yeah.
Like he has regressed to the point where he looks uncomfortable in the pocket. He looks indecisive. I'm like, I don't like this version of Kirk. But I don't think this just is him. I think he's just a little funk. And hopefully we can use this Raider game to get him out of that and into greener pastures. And hopefully we can use that to finish the season off strong.
Hey man, look, I hope so too. And look, I'll say this much. Kirk is being scapegoated to some degree, right? So the Falcons are the worst scoring offense in the fourth quarter in the league. To me, that is typically a coaching problem, right? It's not, the players got tired and wore down at the end. No, that's the other team is figuring out how to stop you. And they're doing so successfully at the ends of these games, which is causing you to lose. All right. Now Kirk is turning it over, but I think we can safely say Kirk doesn't. No, we can't safely say that. Look, all I'm gonna get at with protecting Kirk is, I think we feel that Kirk still isn't playing at the best that he can play, right? And how I envisioned, hopefully, for this to go. So the thing that makes the conference waver is that it's not looking the way you think it's gonna look. You know, we said they lose to the Chargers, lose to the Vikings. You know, win the last 4, right? Lost to the Chargers, lost to the Vikings. This is ideally the team can ramp up going into the playoffs, right? If we make the playoffs. But, I'd like to think that, when we talk about the offense, when we talk about the defense, we're going to get some softer competition over the next few games. And I think it's going to benefit the defense maybe a little bit more than the offense. So one of the things with the defense is I've noticed that we've had a lot more man coverage, but I can only think of 3 games where we mained it and we got killed in 2 of them. We got wrecked by the Vikings, and things got out of hand at the end with Seattle. Basically, both games are almost mirror images of each other with regards to how the games were closing and just got out of hand at the end. But then there's that game with the Chargers where they put the clamps on the receivers, they put the clamps on the passing game, put the clamps on the Chargers offense, right? So you look at that and say, those were games we did it. The teams that did abuse us playing man coverage were teams that had a lot of horses on the outside. Well, the teams we got coming up, they ain't really got it like that. Most of them don't got the right trigger man. Most of them don't got any horses outside. Right? So this will be the time where now it's like riding a bike that's the proper size for a toddler. And then as they get older, you get them a bigger bike. Or you get them a ball. And then as they get older, the ball gets bigger, right? Because you want to teach the right habits at the proper level for them. And then as it gets, as things progress, then, okay, maybe you can, be on your P's and Q's come playoff time, hopefully host a playoff game and, go from there. Right. But I do got to admit, to get back on Kirk. So I was seeing Kirk and how he's been playing. And, I thought about how oftentimes some people view Matt Ryan closer to Andy Dalton or a Kirk Cousins level. Right. And, I didn't really agree with that. I'd watched all of these guys. Matt Ryan to me is at least a cut above, and I'm not going to be disparaging of Andy Dalton and Kirk because, I know Andy Dalton's a backup now, a journeyman backup at that. And Kirk Cousins is all, because of his contracts, people often look at him as an overpaid, overrated guy when really he always played the contract game right. When you talk about career earnings, he had to be on the franchise tag like 2 years in a row, which like never happens. But you also get top 5 salary for your position for that. Then when he went to the Vikings, he wasn't the highest paid guy in the league, but he made sure that what he got was fully guaranteed. So he's always been smart with the money and with the part of the money. So people just think he's always overpaid, but he's always been paid appropriately, and he's always been a really good quarterback, always, right? But I always thought Matt Ryan was a cut above. But then I thought about it, and I was like, well, even in the seasons, you say Matt Ryan is a guy who, like Kirk Cousins, has had a lot of different offensive coordinators in his career. And so you say, all right, Matt Ryan did this when he had new coordinators. What's up with Kirk? Like, Matt didn't look quite this bad. But then I thought about it, and Matt never really changed location and changed coordinators and changed the whole system and all of that at the same time. And excuse me, when I decided to look him up, I just wanted to see something real quick. I pulled up Matt Ryan's numbers with the Colts. I pulled up Kirk Cousins' number because they were the one. Matt Ryan and Kirk Cousins were closer in age at that point. They were at a similar stage in their careers. Making a move to a new city, new offensive coordinators. I was shocked and appalled at how close those numbers was. Shocked and appalled. Motherfucker. I was so shocked I almost grabbed a glove and just smacked somebody with it and challenged them to a duel. Because we got the type to defend me like that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Was it here? So what was Matt Ryan's last season as a in the NFL? Was it 2022? No. 2023. That's right. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt Ryan played in 12 games that year. Right? Was it 12? Yeah, he played in 12 that year. He had a 67% completion percentage with 3,057 yards, 14 touchdowns, 13 picks, 15 goddamn fumbles. It was spiked a little bit because in the first game he had 4 fumbles. I remember him in the center having some problems. So he had them kind of. It wasn't like the ones that's frustrating you with Kirk, where he's getting smacked, the ball getting smacked at his hand. Him in the center just could not get on the fucking same page. So he had 4 fumbles to start the year out, and then because of problems like that, they ended up with 11 fumbles in the first 5 games.
Oh my God.
Yeah. 11 fumbles in the first 5 games. But like I said, so just to repeat the numbers one more time, 67% completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 13 picks, 15 fumbles, right? With 5 of them lost. Kirk Cousins, through 13 games, has 67% completion percentage, 33.96 on yards, but he had a 300-yard game in his most recent game. So if you take those 340 yards away, pretty much the same yardage, right? He has 17 touchdowns, so that was 3 more than Matt had. He has 15 interceptions, which is 2 more than Matt had, but two of those came in the most recent game. And then he has 12 fumbles. So it's like eerily similar to how Matt played in Indianapolis. Now, with the Indianapolis situation, they ended up blowing it up, so Matt just retired then. Maybe if Matt saw another year, he would have played better. But Kirk Cousins is playing at 2023 Colts Matt Ryan levels right now. That's what you're getting. And that shit wasn't pretty. I'm here to let you know. All right.
You're right. I completely agree, man. And I hated seeing my sweet prince go out like that.
Oh, bro, they even had
it.
a similar game. Now, Kirk got more meat on the bone than his, but like I remember watching it. So, Kirk Cousins had the 42 for 58, 509 yards and 4 tugs and a pick, but he had 42 for 58, 509 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then Matt Ryan against the Jags at home. So, division rival at home, 42 of 58, 389 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. But I remember that. He hit a touchdown to Alec Pierce that was the game-winning touchdown in the fourth quarter there. And then, as you know, Kirk was in overtime, and he threw his 4th touchdown in overtime to Kadero Hodge, who broke away and scored a touchdown. So, they even both had the game where they, set the franchise record for most passing attempts in a game and all this other shit. And I'm like, or at least record for most completions. I know he had I think Matt Ryan had the record for the Colts for most passing attempts and most completions in the game. But I'm like, damn, these years are looking crazy similar. It's like that Spider-Man meme where Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man. That's what the fuck that shit looked like. And I'm like, oh man, we didn't get to see another year of that, but I'm not gonna lie. If I say all of that to say, I need to see. I think the biggest thing I need to see is that Kirk not washed. I think, honest to God, maybe even more than any result, I need to know that Kirk is a viable quarterback. I know he had the yards and shit last game, but Kirk, just don't turn the ball over. Kirk, make an adult decision. Dirt the ball.
He's shown he can do it. And that's why I can't say he's completely washed. I won't say it because I saw the Eagles game. I saw both games against Tampa. I saw him play well. I've seen it. We've seen it.
How many games in a row? I'm about to give you what that key P word we use on this podcast, and the P word ain't podcast. The P word is perspective. All right. So we playing the Raiders, right? Now you need to see us win convincingly, right? Because the Raiders suck, right? Raiders 2-11, right? Raiders done lost 9 in a row, right?
Correct.
Shit, the Raiders looking at us. How many games in a row we done lost, Cam?
4.
How many passing touchdowns we got in the last 4 games, Cam?
0.
How many games we done gave up over 35 points a game, Cam?
3, 4, at least 4.
No. I'm in the last 4 games. My bad.
In the last 4 games, over 30 points, twice.
Twice. Were those games even competitive, at least by final score? Because obviously the Vikings game was competitive. But final score, were those games competitive?
No, they were not.
Because, Oakland, they like fell back early behind the Bucks. But I was watching that game because, we play fantasy too. You better believe I'm keeping eyes on the games because one, it's the Bucks and the Falcons. I need to need Oakland to show up and catch a W. I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but I need it. We also got some fantasy skin in the games. Shit, that game was like 14-10 at half. Bucks, the Oakland, the team that's like the worst in the league at forcing turnovers, they are 32nd. They are awful at taking the ball away from the offense. Boy, they got 3 turnovers in like the first half. Them boys picked Baker Mayfield off twice. They're like the worst team in the league in picking people off. You know what I'm saying? And now they about to whip out old Desmond, get rid of this guy. Matter of fact, I think I saw somebody on some video. They said, Desmond Shitter gonna shit all over us.
Dog, it'd be so poetic. It'd be poetic justice for him to have a career game against us.
Look, man, I'm about to upset you, and it's so crazy. I think I feel okay with being this such a Debbie Downer about this shit because I'm gonna go ahead. Spoiler alert: I'm picking the Falcons to win this game. Spoiler alert. But I got so much shit I'm concerned about. So you got Desmond Ridder maybe starting. I know Aiden O'Connell. He ain't ruled himself out yet, but it's too good of an opportunity for the football guys to laugh at us for Desmond Ridder to not start this game. And then the Raiders are the absolute worst rushing team in the league. Now, part of that is because they get behind early, right? So they got like the least attempts in the league. They got the lowest yard per carry average in the league. They have the lowest yards per game in the league. They are 32nd out of 32 teams in the league. But they got a running back they like now. Oh, Sincere McCormick. Picked him up in fantasy. By the way, if you're in the playoffs, you might want to go do it. The only reason I say you might want to take a look at it now, there's a little fantasy tidbit for you. I keep my ears to the streets for my fans. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure that y'all win them leagues. So Sincere McCormick, he got like 15 touches last game, maybe more. But the coach, Antonio Pierce, loves the way McCormick playing so much that he's going to give that man starters carries. He said even when Madison comes back, McCormick's still the guy. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, see, y'all motherfuckers going to figure out the run game when y'all play the Falcons. When the Falcons come in town, that's when y'all going to figure out the run game. And then y'all going to play Ridder so that our old quarterback can get some love against us. And you know what else, too? Just to fuck me over worse, Brock Bowers probably not going to get any fucking yards. Thankfully. Got to buy in fantasy, so I ain't got to worry about that this week. But I'm like, yeah, I can see that. That would just, bro, that's all how I can see this shit going. Brock Bowers not getting no yards. Ridder going the fuck off. The Raiders getting their run game going. The Raiders win against the Falcons. That would just be fucking lovely. Right? Now, the good news is that the Raiders really are ass. Like, seriously, the offense is dysfunctional. The offense, like, and I know we just gave up 42 points. Where do I get off talking about how bad someone else's offense is when your defense just gave up 42 points? That just means you're going to be the get-right game. That's the Falcons' MO, right?
We're the get-right game for every team.
You suck, and we'll help you unsuck, right? But I will say, though, the defense really hadn't been bad. It really, when I say last week, things get so the explosive plays we gave up were inexcusable. Jesus Christ, D. Alford. Oh my God. Like I just think about that one with Justin Jefferson, and I'm like, this dude spin cycled on a guy that was running straight. Like, what the fuck? You out there doing fucking water aerobics while this man running right past you, man. Nigga, you playing the wrong sport, boy.
It reminded me of like when you're playing Madden and you got the controller and you switch to the character and then you meant to press Y but you press B.
So they dove on the ground real quick.
So like he did a spin instead of jumping in the air to contest.
Oh, God,
he
bro.
jerked on the
I'm
analog
like,
sticks. Now he's all out of
D. Alford, boy.
position. Oh my
Not
God.
even facing the right guy. I'm like, D. Alford, you are, bro, you defending the wrong person, boy. The guy you D'ing up on the sidelines. Like, no, D up the one in the game. He's behind you when he didn't even turn you around. Like, don't get me wrong. He would have still got beat on that play. But true to Falcon fucking fashion, you gotta embarrass us.
He didn't hit a move or nothing. He ran straight
What
down the
the
field. And oh my God. I think Darnold had a perfect passer rating against him.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I ain't gonna lie. Look, God bless D. Alford, right? Because
for sure. Like it
he drew some tough ass assignments, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He did not get done any favors. Like, boy, getting Justin Jefferson and like he had him in the goal line too, didn't he? Like, now that to be fair, that's offensive play design. Goddamn, that play was designed to isolate Justin Jefferson against D. Alford. They say, hey, we don't want our guy going against AJ Terrell in the red zone. We want him to go against this guy. You know what I'm saying? And they did that and they got what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ate. I mean, good Lord, boy, they cooked the fuck out of D. Alford, boy. That boy was a well done steak. He got cooked so bad he was inedible. He didn't even get like cooked medium rare. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got cooked, you know, you get some sear on the outside, you know what I'm saying? But you got that nice red, warm red center. You know, that's mostly not cooked, but it's cooked enough. You know what I'm saying? It's delicious. It's a dish. That boy got turned into shoe leather.
Yeah, he's still chewing on that.
Oh my God. Man, got the strongest jaws this side of Mississippi.
Man.
Oh man, but poor D. But hey, look, I'm not super familiar with all of the Raiders receivers. I know Jacoby Myers. I remember him when he played with the Patriots, and I know he used to be a quarterback, and he made that silly ass play. I'm trying to see if who was he playing with the Patriots when he did that? The one where it was they was lateraling the ball around. It's so funny how like this shit go full circle because now he is a Raider. But he was laddering the ball around, even though they was just gonna take a knee and take it to overtime, and he threw that shit straight to Chandler Jones, and he caught it and mashed Mac Jones down and scored the game winner. I'm like, yeah, but Jacoby Myers though, that's not all he is though. Like Jacoby Myers he a problem. And let me tell you something. Number 89, time honored tradition. Man has done this shit for probably the last. The last 8 years of his life? I want to say I don't know, bro. Oh, number 89, Brock Bowers, by the way. I know our University of Georgia fans and people who have in fantasy know who number 89 for Silver and Black is, but I'm just saying that I think this dude got a time honored tradition of being the best player, at least the best pass catcher every time he stepped on the field since high school. That dude is amazing. He was amazing in Georgia. Like I remember watching that guy. I remember Oakland Raiders fans were bitching and moaning. Oh my God, why are we drafting another tight end? We already got Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer ain't Brock Bowers. All right. Let me tell you, man, that dude Brock Bowers is elite. Like that guy, when he stepped on the field for Georgia, he was immediately the best guy. Like I'm just like, oh, yeah, this dude different. You know what I'm saying? Same thing here. So safeties and linebackers, they gonna have their hands full with him, especially if they make it a point to force feed him. It doesn't really seem like they're doing that. So if they don't want to do that, shit, let's just take him out of the game. Let's make sure we're on our P's and Q's. And I think as far as the pass game, and honestly, if we get rid of, because it's us, we think it's not gonna work out. But let's be real. You know, if Ritter just does what Ritter does, shit, he should at least turn the ball over as many times as Kirk.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
We should at least break even in the turnover department.
Kirk has finally met his match. Who's gonna turn the ball over to more, Kirk or Ritter?
Oh man, no, they the Spider-Man meme. That's that shit. That
That's
might,
what I'm trying to
see, just so
tell
y'all
you.
know now, we getting thumbnail ideas right now. See, we come up with it mid-pod.
Oh shit.
Oh man, God bless Desmond. That's a good kid, but man, he that boy, the ball was like literally made of butter when this dude held it.
Dog, I could legit see a scenario where he has a career game against us, man. Granted, there's no way he should have. We've seen the tape. We've seen all of Ritter. We watched every game. I ain't saying he ain't got it, but like he ain't have it with us.
He sure didn't, bro.
And
He
I was
sure
a Ritter
didn't.
believer, dog. I was like, give him a chance.
I
He
wanted to give
knows
him a
this
chance
guy.
too, man.
I'm all about it's a crapshoot. It's a 50-50 crapshoot with quarterbacks, man. Give him a chance. And then I kept trying to give him chances, and I'm like, all right, the interceptions I can live with. The fumbles, bro, ball security, dog. And he just wouldn't improve. And I'm just like, dog, Kirk is doing what Arthur Smith got fired for, bro. And I'm just like, hey, Raheem, I love you, bro. But are you willing to hit your wagon to this dude for the rest of the year, dog?
Hey, that was
we got some good coaches coming out. That's good, like real good coaches, like Mike Vrabel, like Ben Johnson. I don't even know if you could do it, but hey, if we shit the bed and lose every game the rest of the year, damn, bro, I'm like, hey, shit. If Ravens want to come in, hey, Raheem, you gotta go. I don't care what the buyout is, bro. It ain't personal. We just like we gotta get the right man for the job.
Yo, man, like you should have.
Like I'm a Raheem believer, but not now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, dog, rookie play caller and a rookie DC. And don't get me wrong, Jimmy had experience beforehand, but he got ran out of Washington too. So I'm just like, dog, these are too big. And now we're at a point of our season where we need to rely on experience. And Zach Robinson don't got it. Jimmy don't got it. They got to rely on Raheem. And Raheem looks like at times he's overwhelmed. He needs his guys to be able to delegate. Raheem needs to be able to delegate, but now he's got to put out multiple fires. And I can tell it's stressing him. He's putting out a lot of fires, dog. I'm like, dog, it would have been nice to bring somebody in with experience. Like I get these are your boys, but hey, you gotta bring somebody in who knows what to do.
Take some burden off you, man. Yeah, you need to, certain parts of the team. You need to be like, all right, I could just trust you with that. You think fucking Andy Reid over there telling Steve Spagnuolo what the fuck to do?
Hell no.
No, that nigga got enough on his plate with the offense. Thankfully, he got a defensive coordinator. He could just say, hey, I'm going to let you do what the fuck you do because y'all doing it. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can fix this offense. And we're going to put enough points together for us to win. You know what I'm saying?
Look what Steve doing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, that was like the thing. That was like Dan Quinn's thing during, in 2016. And he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I handle defense. But I don't touch offense. That's what the fuck I got called for. Hell, I didn't pick him just because so I could be all over in their meetings and shit. No.
But
I picked him.
Sometimes as a leader, you gotta. He didn't do it.
Yeah. That's how that story was. No matter what, that's how that story is always gonna end. But I would love for this team to be in that position, given what the fuck they are now.
Absolutely.
Like, yo, man. Like, damn, can I get to that part first? Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Look, Raheem gonna have to make some decisions. It's time to really, 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 really evaluate whether or not you think you got something to work with Kirk. Now, if Kirk go to fuck off these next 4 games, I'm going to say, oh, okay. So when we play bad defenses, we can go off. That means that the problem is probably with Zach. The problem is, though, when you see the turnovers he's had, and some of them are so egregious that you just can't blame the DC. I mean, the OC, then it's like, and the other thing too is I try to ask myself, would I be so thirsty to get Kirk on the bench if we didn't have a first rounder on the bench, right? If the backup was
Taylor Heineke.
That's a great example. That shit hurt. Oh, I gotta catch my breath after that one. Whew. All right. So if the backup was Taylor Heineke, would I be thirsty to get him in the game?
No.
No. I would die. Like, fuck no. No. Like, he is the guy if Kirk get hurt.
Yeah.
Not because, Kirk ain't playing up this. I'm like, give me hurt Kirk instead. Because, like, and God bless Taylor now. I love Taylor. Like, hey,
same, dude. Georgia boy. Dallas Hills, dog.
Yeah, Taylor one of my guys. But so is Kirk. And I don't fuck with his ass right now either.
That's facts. Hey,
I love Kirk. It's so much. It's so funny how much you can love these guys from afar, but then when they on your team, doing things that was the whole reason other franchises turned on them, then it's like, that's why you were so mean to this player I liked, because they was doing that fuck ups when it was your team. So look. We know what gotta happen. You the Raiders. How you about to try to squeeze this one out against the Falcons?
The Raiders have a pretty solid run defense. That's what our offense excels at. We run the ball well. We use Bijan and Tyler extraordinarily well as a team. That's like the one bright side of our offense, because you can't really fuck up running the ball.
As a Falcon fan of over 20 plus years, we can find a way. Can guarantee.
I mean, yeah, we can. We can.
And have.
Yeah, but at least that's not a problem on our team. We can run the goddamn ball. So if I'm the Raiders, I'm gonna really try to hone in on that and make Kirk play like Desmond Ridder, bro. What you see with Ridder in practice is what you've been seeing with Kirk, dog. And I hate saying that, dog, because Kirk has shown greatness. But right now, he's looking washed as fuck, dog. He's looking so washed.
Hey, quick question. Is Desmond Ridder taking the starters reps and the scout team reps?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. He's taking both.
That boy said, nah, man, this is the best stand-in for Kirk, bro. Get him in here. Let the defense practice against him. But since he's going to be the starter, he got to practice on offense too.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, so Kirk is looking – he's got to step it up. Like, we cannot lose this game, and we cannot win in spite of him. It's got to be because of him. So if I'm the Raiders and I'm trying to win, I'm really trying to, like, hone in on making him turn the ball over. Maybe try to disguise some coverages. Really try to throw him off his game. Hell, if I'm really the Raiders, you know what I'm really trying to hone in on? Getting pressure on Kirk, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him, especially if Max is playing. If Max is playing,
is playing. He's back from his high ankle sprain. He's starting around in. High ankle sprain kind of for really any position that involves pushing off. That high ankle sprain is a doozy, but he's an end. So, he does have to fire off on it, but I hear he's heating up a little bit.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah, but if Max is playing, oof. And it's a Monday game, so they'll have a little bit extra rest. Yeah. He's gonna be looking to get paws on Kirk. If I'm the Raiders, I'm looking at the Falcons as a get right game. We are easy get right game right now. We just finished up giving up 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Pretty much going from 21-21 to just getting our ass beat by the Vikings. Then barely losing against the Chargers. Getting our ass beat against the Broncos, and then barely losing against the Saints. We're reeling. We look bad, and Kirk hasn't thrown a touchdown in a month. But
we're reeling.
But he has turned the fuck out of that ball. He has turned that ball over. Either by fumbling or by throwing interceptions. Ooh, poor interceptions. Desmond Ridder-esque interceptions. I'm trying to whoop his butt. When I'm the Raiders, I'm putting hands on Kirk, and that's how I'm gonna win this game. I'm gonna keep it low scoring, and I'm gonna beat the brakes off of them, make them fumble, make them throw interceptions, and maybe we can win on the last second field goal.
All right, what you gonna do with offense?
Shit, offense, I mean, they don't really got no world beats on the outside. Like you said, they ain't got no stallions out there. They got one, and his name is Brock Byers. Jacoby
Yeah.
Myers is okay too, but he ain't nobody. He can be shut down. So it kind of reminds me of a lot of well, we kind of know what they're gonna do. We know that the Raiders are gonna go. They're gonna try to run the ball a lot, and they're gonna also try to force feed Brock. That's their offense. Brock is gonna get the ball because who else is there? Who else? What other playmakers do they have? They don't have any. They have to rely on him, especially if they want to win against us, because we're gonna be able to move the ball at least a little bit. Like we will be able to move the ball. Now, if we score touchdowns, that remains to be seen. It'll have to be us running the ball in, but we're gonna at least be able to move the ball from the 20 to the 20. Like, that's one thing about the Falcons that we always been able to do.
Yo, look,
We
number
can go
eight,
from 20 to 20, baby.
8th overall in yards, just so you know. So we moving the ball like we always do, boy. But putting it in the end zone is always the hard part for us. So I'm right with you. If I'm the Raiders, right? I see that a very successful recipe against the Falcons is press man coverage and getting pressure on Kirk, and I'm selling out on them strats. I'm gonna want to stop the run. I don't want Kirk getting a steady diet of play action. I don't want the Falcons getting a steady diet of third and shorts, right? So we're gonna play everything aggressively, right? Well, we're gonna play every situation aggressively. We're gonna play every run, every situation where we believe it's gonna be a run. We want to play aggressively. When it's the pass, we want to try to get up on the receivers. Maybe not so much on Mooney, just because you if you can jam Mooney, he can be jammed. But if you miss, it might hurt you. You know what I'm saying? But most of the other guys, I don't really look at them that way. I'm like, no, I think we can get pause on you, and I think we can hold you up at the line and throw off the time out of these plays. Because what we see is Kirk will double clutch the ball and then still throw it. So we can get Kirk held up on some of these plays, get his timing off. He might hold the ball too long and something good will happen for us. He might throw it away. He might get sacked and fumbled. So we like real dedicated to making sure that the timing of all his plays are off. That Kirk gonna have to use some ability to try to beat us, right? And if I'm them on offense, I want to keep a balanced attack. Right now, you trotting out the guy that was gonna be your third string quarterback. And you know he's gonna be amped up going against his old team. You know he excited. He got something to prove. So I want to help him get settled in. I want to help him get some easy completions. I want to get his confidence going. I want to exploit anybody covering Broad Bowers right now. If you would have asked me in the first, 6, 7 games of the year, I'd have said the strength of this team was the secondary. But now that we actually leaning on the secondary, we actually saying, yeah, secondary go out there and play man and let the rushers get home. Secondary has not been looking as good. Secondary has been looking quite exploitable. And honest to God, I would be trying to single up Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons kind of been, you know what I'm saying, on some of these big plays where he got coverage responsibility. He the one who I'm seeing his back with the receiver in front of him catching the balls. I'm seeing Justin Simmons falling around. Justin Simmons kind of a bust.
Hey, but it's a 1-year rental, so I'm not too
It's a 1-year. Hey, look. And that's a whole other question that I might get into when we talk about Terry Fontenot. Like, I don't know if he's a good GM or not. I have a hard time putting my finger on it because when you talk about acquisitions, you find yourself not that impressed. When you talk out of the ability to get out of them situations, I'm a little more impressed. I'm like, all right, see that was the Mitrov's problem. He was getting us like weighed down with his bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? Now, you with this bad decision. Oh, now you're stuck with this bad decision for the next 4 years. Like that's a disaster. That's how you end
hell,
up in
even
purgatory with high dead cap hits like we had.
hell,
But
even with Kirk, if we decide to move on from Kirk, it's a pretty big. It's a $50 million cap hit, but it's only 1 year.
yeah, no, I'm fine with that for the 1 year, just because he gave him all that money, but most of it's done in the first 2 years,
And I
and
can
we
live with
didn't
that.
and we didn't expect Kirk to necessarily be a fully fledged product after this year, and that's that P word coming back, perspective, right? You didn't expect Kirk to be an all pro with you, right? You
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I mean, maybe you thought them first games he had, them first 8 games he had in Minnesota last year, you thought he was just gonna come back, do that with y'all and maybe be an all pro 11. But most people didn't look at Kirk and say, yeah, you're gonna savior us, right?
Oh, of
You're
course.
gonna you're gonna be the guy who gonna lead us to a Super Bowl. I believe most of us had the perspective that, hey, we just want to go to the playoffs. And
Exactly.
honestly, Kirk has not delivered on that yet. I know it's looking grim, but shit, we fuck around and win these last 4 games. The Bucks would have to win out. They get the Chargers this week, so we're gonna see about that. Now, if you're the Falcons and you on a 4-game losing streak, your quarterback ain't thrown a touchdown in the last 4 games. Offense looked like shit the last 4 games. How you about to beat the Raiders?
Uh, Heavy dose of Bijan.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that.
Tyler too. We gonna switch it up. We gonna go back and forth. However you zig and zag, however you want to put it. We using both of them. And we're
Yeah.
using both of them heavily. And on top of that, we're gonna mix in some play action because that's what Kirk excels in play action. And we're gonna have some play calls going across the middle of the field because that's also what Kirk excels at. Balls thrown over the middle of the field. I don't know if people have noticed, but due to a torn Achilles, Kirk has lost us a little bit of velocity. He's lost a step. He's lost a little bit of zip. He'll deny it, but we can all tell with some of these passes. So I'm gonna limit things that Kirk is not good at and capitalize and use more the things he is good at. I'm gonna call a little bit less of these fucking bubble screens. And if I'm gonna call a jet sweep,
Just
I'm
do it in
not
a
gonna have
situation that
Brainwave
makes sense.
blocking their best player. So just little things like that. What about you,
Hey
man?
man, shit. When the Falcons will stop messing around and hire you, boy? I'm right there with you. So for me, if I'm the Falcons and I'm looking at this Raiders team, I know Christian Wilkins is out for the year. I know the only real pass rusher they have right now is Max Crosby. 2 things are gonna happen for me if I'm the Falcons. Matt Crosby ain't gonna be the one to blow this game up. And on offense, if we get beat, we getting beat by Desmond Ritter. I ain't no fucking way we about to let this run game pop off. Like, nah, Desmond, you gonna have to get it. You gonna have to get this 3rd and 8. You gonna have to get this 3rd and 12. And you ain't no turn around and feature Sincere McCormick and he have his career best day against us. God forbid, because we know the Falcons gonna do that. But like matter of fact, Ritter, you gonna have to carry the team, and you gonna have to carry the team at distance. All right. I'm gonna give hey, Ritter got the same problems as Kirk. I'm gonna give him the same defense that give Kirk problems then. We're gonna
Oh, of
play
course.
some sticky man coverage, ideally. I don't know how sticky it's gonna be, but we're gonna press man and we're gonna like haul ass trying to get pressure on Ritter. Because Ritter gonna give it to us one way or the other. We gotta win the turnover battle if I'm the Falcons. Honestly, for the Raiders too. If you the Raiders, you need to win the turnover battle. But for the Falcons, we gotta win the turnover battle.
Oh,
Like
completely.
seriously. If we don't win the turnover battle, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not as confident. Like I said, when not on this podcast, but on previous podcasts, we are a team that has no wins being against. Oh, do we? No. I think we have no wins when we in the negative in the turnover differential. So even if we like down 1 in turnover differential, we probably gonna lose that game. We can't afford that this week. All right. So if I got to take the ball out of Kirk's hands a little bit, that's okay. We're gonna try to feature Bijan. We're gonna feature Algier. We are going all out on making sure Max Crosby don't ruin this game, because unlike the last few weeks, this team not gonna feature a pass rush as potent as all those teams that were basically top 10 in the pass rush. All right, and because of that, we want to get greedy. We want to take some shots down the field, flip the field a little bit, get some big plays, and take advantage of a team that can't force the issue as much. All right. And so on the score predictions, Cam, what you think it's going to be?
Score predictions.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you think the Falcons about to do? Now, bear in mind, right? Falcons have only had 1 game in the last 4 they scored over 20. The Falcons are on the road on Monday night. We don't know which Monday night Kirk gonna show up. I think this might be the revival of the good Kirk. I feel like it's like Groundhog's Day. I like to think, maybe Kirk saw a shadow. So finally we're gonna get some good weather around here. Oh, wait, which one is it? The good one. If you see a shadow, if you don't see a shadow, you know what the fuck I mean. But we it's Ritter o'clock on Monday.
Yeah.
So what you think? How you think this thing gonna go down?
We're gonna see. I'm cautiously optimistic. This is a very winnable game. Oakland can be beat, and they can be beat handedly. But at the same time, Oakland comes to play. Hell, they almost beat the Chiefs. So this is a team. Granted, that was a division game, but that is a team that still has some competitive fire. That being said, I still think we get the dub. I don't think they have enough to stop us. I say get right game, Falcons 28-17.
That's hilarious. That is exactly one of the scores I was floating around in my head. I said I think the Falcons will maybe win by 2 scores, but it won't be like a meaty 2 scores.
Yeah, it won't be. It'll be like 10 points.
You know what I'm saying? 10, 11 points. Maybe they didn't need a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
And the hard part is, am I really going to credit the Falcons with 28 points? Like, I don't know about that. Maybe they go win 24-13. Maybe they can hold the Raiders to 13 points. Falcons could score 24 because they're on the road and the offense already has been playing bad. All right, so I'm not going to sit here and build the expectation that, they about to just, go back to Kirk Tober, even if it is the shitty Raiders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey. We the Missouri Falcons now because you got to show me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest thing for me. I just need to I want to pick them. I want to pick them with confidence, but I need them to at least get off the schneid. Get off the 4-game losing streak. Don't be the team that lets them break their 9-game win streak on Monday Night Football. Because we already been down that route before. We already played the Saints when they were on a 7-game losing streak. And what did we do? We lost.
We have been the get right game for a couple of teams this season.
So the thing that I don't want to see is us go out here, let the Raiders get the league worst, the 32nd ranked run game going against us. Because maybe they got a better running back now. They still got the same old line. They got their quarterback ain't threatening you. Their receivers outside of Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers ain't threatening you.
Very true.
So I need to see the Falcons be able to contain that offense. And I need to see the Falcons offense get back on track. Now, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Falcons win 21-20. Kirk throw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, no fumbles. Is he starting the next week? For anybody who's listening and not watching, Cam having a fucking headache right now. Like, man, why this man gonna ask me this hard ass question at the end of the pod, man? We was almost out of here. Now you gonna ask me this fucking brain teaser?
It depends how egregious the interceptions are, but I'm leaning toward the SE starts. We won, and I said I did say we cannot win in spite of him. But if he threw 3 touchdowns, that means we didn't win in spite of him.
Nah, 3 touchdowns when you scored 21-20. That means he was responsible for all 3 of the touchdowns he scored that night.
That's true. That's true. But it's the 2 interceptions because I know Kirk and I know the kind of interceptions he throws, and there's gonna be like I know the 2 interceptions he throws probably accounted for one of them at least was a pick 6. So he accounted for 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he
what I'm scared of is I'm scared that you end up in a 21-20 game with 3 TDs and 2 picks because one of those picks was in your red zone or close to scoring, so it took points off the board for you. And then the other pick was close to their end zone, so then it put points on the board for them.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he had a good game yardage wise. Maybe he had a good game as far as helping us score. But he also is the direct reason the game is as close as it is.
Exactly. So I'm just like, knowing us, that's probably how the game is going to shake out.
All right. It's 28-17. Kirk has 220 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble.
That actually sounds a whole lot better. It sounds a whole lot better. I'm mad because he fumbled. Man, at least he didn't throw any interceptions.
And plus, I'm like, well, 220. I mean, you barely did anything, but shit.
Hey.
All right. Kirk throw for 400, 3 TDs, 1 pick. We lose.
400.
It's not garbage time yards either.
That means our defense just collapsed. At least Kirk wasn't the problem. He starts the next week, and at this point, I'm just like, hey, we're 6-8. Let's just fucking tank for a better.
He's 6-8, man. I ain't gonna lie. Look, when your season over, Penix need to get his ass in there. And what I want to know is if Penix look like ass. He's a rookie though. But if Penix look like ass, what does that leave you next year?
You draft another quarterback. Hell, if we didn't have so many holes in our roster, and if we didn't lose a pick because of tampering, I would say draft another quarterback with like the 2nd or 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Why
I was
not?
about to say, I'm like, man, do you go back to Kirk and trust that? All right, this is your 2nd year in the system. You're another year removed from the injury. You should be able to figure it out. Or Penix should be able to figure it out. Or like you said, do you go outside of the building? Now I can't see Penix being an ass, but like, point is, he's not good enough for you to definitively say, all right, Kirk, we're gonna roll with the rookie.
Yeah, because if he was, he'd be starting. But at the same time, we've been division leaders the entire time. We just recently lost the lead. We still have the tiebreaker. I don't think the Bucks win out. I think they lose at least one more game, but we have to win out.
Yeah.
And right now, I think Kirk gives us that best chance, despite how poor he's playing.
Yeah.
Grant, now we'll see what kind of Kirk we get come Monday night. Like if we lose, I think you honestly got to keep Kirk out there at least another game or so. But fuck it, don't even play Penix. If we're out of the play, keep Kirk in there. I don't even want to see Penix. I'm cool with waiting. I'm cool waiting a whole other season. I'm cool waiting until next year.
Oh wow,
Then,
that's so good of you, man. Because I am the fuck not. I was honestly one of the most egregious parts of the loss to the Vikings for me was that Kirk and the starters were still in on that last drive. Like if the offense had like 3 points and no touchdowns, yeah, they need to stay out there. Hell no, y'all ain't coming out after that performance. But they had 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, and honestly. One of them picks happened because Kirk threw it in the red zone. I'm like, man, y'all get the fuck out. Let me see what the Rook do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm feeling. So if the offense is proven, or if our season basically lost, and we not letting the rookie like just seeing what you got, I'm gonna be upset about that because you can't do that to me after not having played him in preseason.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, so look him, motherfucker. Now you ain't play him in preseason to give him some reps and so we can see what he look like. And now when the season over, you still saving Kirk out there and you ain't playing the rookie. You ain't trying to see what he can do in the game. Like I'm gonna feel like that's mismanagement of your roster. Like if for no other
For
reason, you need to be playing him just so we can see what we got or where we starting from with him in this offense. Now, don't get me wrong, Zach Robinson, if he having this hard a goddamn time putting together a playbook for Kirk Cousins, who's been in the league for 12 goddamn years, then I don't expect him to just be able to put it together with, Michael Penix. But I'm just saying, we need to start working on some of this shit earlier if certain parts of the season are already lost. All right. All right, look, we've been here for about an hour. I think it's a good on spot to wrap it on up. It was great hanging out with you guys. Anything you want to say, Cam?
Hey, I'm looking forward to the post game come Monday night, seeing how we do.
All right, baby. Fuck the silver and black unless it is this podcast, which I would love for you to like, subscribe, comment, hit share, hit the little bell when you want to know some real niggas uploading. Peace.